Welcome to the CFS Collaborative Research Center in Stanford. You're in a room that has some of the equipment that was purchased with past Whitney's birthday donations. What's behind me is a beautiful setup for microscopy that allows us to visualize neutrophils in patients. They haven't been very much studied because they're hard to study. And this setup has been specifically for studying them. They're part of the innate immunity system, which we think is a very important part of this disease. And also Sharda, who's a mathematician, has written the software that allows us to track thousands and thousands of these cells in a field and that watch them move and under what conditions will they move. So we're all poised now to do a major study with the patients. But now what we desperately need are the supplies that run all the different instruments that we have now purchased. Now supplies mean the reagents, the chemical reagents that allow you to do the experiment and that are consumed during the experiment. They could simply be plates that we use to hold the samples, or they could be the actual chemicals that we put into those plates. And we're very low on supplies, largely because a number of the donors that have helped us fund the supply budgets cannot support us now at the moment because of other things that's happened in their life. So we desperately need these supplies or we won't be able to start these big studies. Those will be, we now have an instrument that does an excellent job at measuring the BH4 levels in patients, which have not really been done well. There's a number of studies that have done in the past which we have found to be flawed. And BH4 studies are hard to do because it's degraded very rapidly once you draw the blood. You lose 1% of it for every minute after the blood draw. But what we have now done with one of the donations is to be able to put the protectants into the blood tubes. And that way when we draw the blood, it has no oxygen in it, and it is now protected from degradation. And that will really help us in getting very high quality data. We're also working on the attack-innate shunt, which we've talked about in the past from other talks. Robert Fair is focusing on that, and we're doing the experiments to see whether we can demonstrate that it's actually there. And that's a very important thing because that could be the hallmark of what's causing this disease. And it should be able to shut it off with the JAK-STAT inhibitors. And we now know that there have been 2 patients that have been totally cured with those inhibitors, but other patients have not. We don't understand that. So now we have to try to figure that out. Anyway, the supply budget's really important for doing research. And unfortunately, a lot of these things are expensive. But I hope we can get some donations so we can actually start these experiments now. Thank you very much.